News of the week. I am not Will Dumas, Michael Fox from Pizza Club. I am joined here by Jim Mumford, co-host. How's it going, Jim?
Good, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing all right, hanging in there. It's Thursday. I know Will is off this week, so I'm going to do my best to fill in. But I'm excited to chat with you.
Yeah.
Well, what's been going on this week? Any exciting things in the world of pizza, non-pizza?
You know, I've been trying out my new my pizza cooker. I'll demonstrate that next week. I'm not quite ready for prime time, but had a lot of fun with that. Not really. No, it's been good. Life has been good here in Michigan. How about you? How's New York? How's the weather? How's pizza?
New York is good. It's like surprisingly got really hot this week here, so it just seemed like everybody's eating pizzas outdoors. I actually saw a pizza truck in a huge line this week for a promotional pizza stunt. I think it was by Coinbase giving out free pizzas in New York.
Yeah.
So I posted some stuff on that a little bit, but yeah, it just all of a sudden everybody's outside, so it's kind of cool.
You know, summer's coming, right? People eating outside, and I think we'll talk about why Coinbase was doing what they were doing here a little bit tonight.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a little bit of a tease. So let's just jump right in, yeah.
Oh yeah, the spicy one that everyone's talking about all week. Yeah,
this is going to be good because I think this is. And by the way, I just want to say like a lot of people that we've chatted with in Pizza Club are in this article, which is kind of cool to see everybody in one place. Let me share the article on screen here, but so if for those who haven't been paying attention, there's been a bit of a, I guess you could say, a bit of a there's been a bit. We will get to this one later. This is a
really good one.
This is not what we're doing right now. What we want to talk about is actually this one about New Haven pizza. I guess you would say pizza wars, pizza kerfuffle. What?
Yeah. East Coast, West Coast. You know, rat battles and now pizza battles, right?
Yeah, and we don't even have to change coast for this one. So, is New Haven the pizza capital of the U.S.? They're out of their minds. From the New York Times. A congresswoman from Connecticut declared New Haven the city with the best pizza in the country, quote, on the House floor. New York City would like a word. So this article actually quotes Sal from Lucia's in New York. Brooklyn Sheepshead Bay now opened the second location in Manhattan. He said that when a New York Times reporter called to inform him that a member of Congress planned to declare New Haven, Connecticut, and not New York City the pizza capital of the United States on the House floor, Mr. Carlito's response was swift. Quote, "This has to be a prank call," he said, insisting twice. And then, of course, Frank from Mama's 2 said, "Oh no," in Manhattan. He said that when he learned of the effort, no way, they're out of their minds. But in fact, Representative Rosa DeLauro of Connecticut on Wednesday read a statement into the congressional record that declared New Haven to have the, quote, best pizza in the country, end quote. She said in a news release earlier this week, quote, "It's not even close." I mean, this is, these are fighting words, I'm sure, for everybody involved. I want to hear your take because I have so many thoughts here, but this is a bold move.
This is bold move, and I respect being bold. There was the amount of people who sent this to me. My mom sent this to me, right? Everybody sent this. Like, what do you think? And listen, I'm impartial. I'm a Midwestern boy, right? There are probably 10 other cities I would pick over New Haven to be the pizza capital of the U.S. And New York is, right? It's I don't even think it's opinion, it's a fact, where you've talked about here. You can walk in a couple square blocks and get 6-7 different styles of pizza that are on the 100 best pizzas in the world, right? I love a Beats, right? We've got our favorites, but come on, Michael, it's not even close, right?
lost me here. Can you hear me now?
Yep, you were on mute, bud. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I don't know which part you lost me on there.
After I stopped talking. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I will. Let's back up here. So, apologies for the technical issue here. Let me try this one more time. So, basically, I'm just going to quote from the article with Colin here. He was actually one of the people who had organized the trip to New Haven. And tell me if you can't hear me at some point. But
we can hear you. We can see you.
Okay, great. So Colin was one of the people that organized this trip, and there's a quote here in the paper from the group that went down there. New Haven is home to more than 75 pizza making establishments, according to Mr. Laura's office in comparison. New York City shows 1,600 pizza operations across the 5 boroughs. But if you scroll down a little bit here, we talk about this group here that went down there. Let me show you this really quick. It was about 100 people part of the delegation. So yeah, and basically Colin's been working on this kind of pizza legislation for a long time, trying to get pizza recognized as the state food of Connecticut. So, and maybe much to the surprise of many New Yorkers who haven't been following this ins and outs of the pizza politics world. Yeah, so very, I guess, divisive conversation for New Yorkers who might not agree. Well,
yeah, listen, I get why you would want pizza to be, the official food of Connecticut, right? There is more than a Beats. There is certainly New York influences. You've got your House of Pizzas, right? So there's really good pizza there, but I mean, I still think our conclusion is that it's not that Connecticut fine pizza. They can do their own thing, but you're not planting that flag in the country. I don't think you could do that.
Yeah, and again, I know it's a source of pride for folks in New Haven. It's their pizza, and I know it's a source of pride for people in New York. So it is a contentious issue. Maybe we need to get Colin on, and he can debate with somebody like Sal from Lucia's. I don't know.
That'd be great. You get the popcorn ready on that one, right?
Yeah, let's see. Colin's been invited on. He wasn't unfortunately able to make it this week due to some scheduling conflicts, but and this obviously broke this week. But hopefully in future weeks we can chat with him here. But fascinating stuff.
So, all right, Michael, you take New Haven, you take New York out. Where's the non-New York, New Haven pizza capital of the country, in your opinion? It's funny.
There's a lot of people that will have their opinions on this. This is so subjective, right? Like, people. Obviously, Chicago is a big pizza city, right? And very prideful of their styles, whether it's deep dish or thin crust pizza. They're known for that. I think it's there's a lot of regional styles of pizza, right? So I think those are the bigger ones: New York, Chicago, Connecticut, right? I mean, I've heard of other cities. We've heard like some publications trying to quote different cities as becoming the next big sort of pizza city, but a lot of it has to do more with like the diversity of styles. I would say that maybe New York is, just the way Connecticut is mostly known for a style, although there are many styles here and there are other styles in Connecticut. Yeah. But what are your thoughts? I mean, what am I missing here?
I mean, Old Forge, Pennsylvania has been calling itself the pizza capital of the universe for years, right? For decades. And, a lot of ways, right, it's kind of the crossroads between your Sicilian, your Neapolitans. And listen, a lot of really good pizza there. I would say probably somewhere in the Chicago, Detroit area, or somewhere you could pick just about anywhere in Pennsylvania, and I think I'd buy it. But you're right. It's quality and diversity. And that's where I think New York just blows them both out of the water in that. But I saw, I think it was Arthur said, well, what about Old Forge? You have to take the sign down now, right? You drive into out of town, pizza capital of the world, Scranton, Pennsylvania. And so I thought that was funny. And listen, so long as people are eating pizza, I'm not going to get in the mill.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's look, it's always going to be a source of pride, right? For anybody who's who has a regional style that they grew up with and they care about. And for many people didn't realize there were other ways until they grew up, right? Like, if you're from New York, you knew New York pizza. Like Sal, I'm sure, didn't know of another pizza. Frank barely knew of. He mentioned in the article he had New Haven like once or something. So I can understand the sense of pride that comes attached to that style.
I mean, it really sounds like someone should write a book about all the regional styles to educate America on all the different variants out there.
If you know someone, let us know, because if you know a guy, now would be the time to tell us.
Now would be the time, maybe soon. So let me ask you this, Michael: what's the craziest thing you've ever done for a pizza? Have you ever called, maybe for a pizza for delivery, or perhaps the authorities for a pizza?
I've never done that, but I think that is, I think one of the craziest things I've done for pizza is a little weird. I ordered pizza at a pizza festival. I know it's insane, but it happened. I mean, I didn't really order it. Somebody brought it, but there was already more than enough pizza there, and it was so that's kind of the story. I'm going to go with craziest thing. Like, why would you do that? Nobody normal would do that, but I did that. So,
well, I mean,
what about you?
Craziest thing I've done for pizza. I did a cross country road trip for pizza, so I think that was pretty crazy. Right, a 3-day trip hitting like 14 different spots. I don't think it gets much crazier than that.
That's pretty crazy. I think when you get to travel for pizza, that is a special idea. So, speaking of which, why don't you tell us about this next article, Jim?
Yeah, I again, game respect game here. So apparently down in Nassau County, boy was a little hungry and he called 911 to ask for a pepperoni pizza. That's not the best part. The best part is they still brought him one. So it goes on to say, a 5-year-old dialed 911 because he was hungry, wanted a pizza. And while I'm sure he was coached on the matter, you know what? They came through, and Domino's, of course it was Domino's, right? I mean, who else would it be? They said, you know what? We're going to get this kid a pie, so he's going to learn his lesson with a meal. Michael, I mean, this is great, right? This is, you teach a lesson, you don't yell at the kid. And again, a Domino's at the top of a PR stunt. Who would have thought?
Sure. I mean, this is kind of crazy. I don't. What is the lesson learned though? That it's you shouldn't call 911. I guess like that's what this is not the appropriate channel to order a pizza.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. You might have some positive, positive reinforcement of bad behaviors or something. But I don't know. I'm sure, right? It got picked up. It got picked up nationally. So don't call 911 unless it's emergency. I don't think they said Domino's, you have a free emergency pizza. But I don't think this is what they meant. I think
you make a good point. They did call that. I wonder if this is a bit of a backfire on that marketing messaging.
Maybe, yeah. Well, it still got them like $11 million, so I think they'll take one L in the sea of wins. Okay,
all right. Well, we'll mark it up as lesson learned. I don't know, it's all marketing. That's the way I look at it. Right? No matter what it is, it's all marketing. Good news or bad news,
or not. Good.
Yeah, exactly. Or indifferent. I don't know. Why don't we move on to this next article here? This comes to us from a crowd favorite, Sora News 24. I don't know if you
read it every morning.
Yes. No. This is a publication that does pop in here and has some really interesting pizza articles. Yeah. And speaking of Domino's, they're courting controversy by releasing a pineapple crust pizza in Japan, Jim. I don't know if you've heard, but people are making their opinions known at the Pineapple X Pizza Yes or No General Elections 2024. We don't usually talk about politics on the Pizza Club, but apparently we are today. Domino's is the leading pizza chain in terms of sales and locations in Japan. And the way they stay on top of the competition is by boldly thinking outside the box with their new releases. Is that a pun? I don't know. The chain is going where many fear to tread, wading into the most controversial debate in the pizza world by asking the question, should there be pineapple on pizza? This is such an under-discussed topic, Jim. I mean, who knew that we'd talk about pineapple on pizza?
I mean, it's interesting. If you scroll down and look at the picture, right? This is pineapple on pizza, and this is pineapple in pizza, right? Where I think they're actually like, weaving it into the dough. I think, I kind of
Yeah.
assume that there's like pineapple juice in the actual crust, which I don't know how that's gonna ferment, but um, boy, this is just I get, it's the thing we all roll our eyes at, but this is a lot of pineapple. But I don't know. I'll try anything twice. I do like that they're pairing it with like Korean short ribs and some ultra savory things. But I don't need a stuffed crust pizza stuffed with pineapple. I feel like that texture is going to be a little mushy, gooey, right? A little
Yeah.
sweet. I don't know. I'm thinking how you could do that and how you pre-cook it. And listen, could you make a gourmet pizza work? Sure. At Domino's, are you gonna really deliver that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know about you. I don't even think these look that good, right? And these are the promo pictures.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just read real quick too. It says, unlike regular pineapple top pizzas, these new ones double down on the fruit as the crust are filled with mozzarella cheese and pineapple sauce. That allows you to enjoy, quote, the refreshing and fruit harmony of melting cheese and pineapple up to the very last bite, end quote. And you can order it straight off the menu in either a regular quattro version or the extreme quattro version, of course. Yeah, the pictures, gonna say don't work for me as much as I'd like to. I mean, yeah, it's not very appetizing from the picture, but again, maybe we'll be surprised. I mean, here's a close-up shot of the cross section here. Sort of see the pineapple juices, right? Is that what's happening here? And the
Yeah, I
cheese
mean,
kind of.
so thinking about it, right? I mean, pineapple juices have that enzyme in it which breaks down proteins. So if this is pre-made, I'm assuming it is, then that cheese is not going to be a, that's going to be like a grainy texture. I think I might have to pass on this one the more I think about it, right? If you like marinate meat in pineapple juice too long and it's too acidic, right? The enzymes do weird stuff. I don't know, but the smoothie, I'll drink the smoothie, but I think I have to
Yeah.
pass the more I think about this.
I mean, you were saying the word fermentation, and I'm wondering, like, is there any fermentation actually happening in these pizzas? Are they out long enough to ferment even? But
That's fair.
But that said, do they freeze the dough immediately after they make it in a kind of a maybe a factory set, like a commissary kitchen setting? And then if it's frozen, does that mean that I mean, now we're like way in the weeds, but
Oh yeah.
is it if freezing the dough, will that allow us to get a longer pineapple cheese in the crust dough shelf life? I don't know how we got here, Jim. I don't know.
I don't know. I think we're off the rails. I think we'll just leave this one in Japan with their volcano cheese pizzas and call it good.
But I mean, listen, if somebody out there has, insight in this and wants to leave it in the comments, I mean, we'd love to hear from you and love to know what your thoughts are on all of this, and especially about the chemical processing involved and what kind of stuff you have to do to make it work. I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, I'll do some research. I also know a guy who might be perfect to answer that. So
there you go. We have many different ways in on this one. Moving, let's see here. We're going to move on here to this next article in a second. But I almost need a minute to catch my breath from that last one. Let's see here.
To say this next one we talked about last week, and I thought it was interesting because I thought the reviews were positive, and now I'm seeing that the reviews are much less than positive, which again I think consider the source. But we talked about so Pizza Hut unleashed they want to get into the burger game, right? So releasing something called Pizza Melts, cheeseburger melt, which is exactly what you think it would be, right? Ground beef, burger sauce, onions, and with the dipping in kind of a pizza sandwich quesadilla form. Initial reviews are very good, but now it looks like the rubbers met the road, and the words uninspired and boring were used many times in this article. So I'll start, Michael. Let's say someone just hands you one of these. Here you go. Here's dinner. are you even taking a bite for free? You taking a bite in the house, or you just it's not worth it?
I mean, I'm kind of your like thought process of like try anything twice. I think that's a good strategy. Just I mean, curiosity for sure. I mean, is this going to be what I'm going to want in a pizza? Maybe not, but I, I give, I give all these chains and even the small independents that do come up with creative ideas to like try something different. Like it's definitely something. Is it for me? I don't know. Cheeseburger melt? Is it? Does it even like? Are we even in pizza territory anymore? It seems like a kind of a like a melt, not a. I don't know.
Yeah,
Am
it's
I
a melt.
wrong?
It's a quesadilla. No, you're not. I mean, this isn't pizza, right? Sorry to burst the bubble. And listen,
Yeah,
if Christie made something like this, I'd eat it all day, right? If someone
of
had the
course.
finesse and but you know that this was made frozen, right? And it's being probably, I hope not microwaved, but it's definitely being quickly come back to life. Um, but I mean, toppings: applewood smoked bacon, onions, mozzarella, cheddar. Those are all good things, right? But when you hear uninspired and boring, I'm sure it's probably just greasy, processed, and I don't know. I'd love to make one of these, this weekend, and maybe I will if I have some like leftover dough, after grilling out, and try and nail it. 'Cause I think the ingredients are there, but I mean, clearly, right? If people after what 2-3 weeks are already turning on these things, then maybe however process they're using texture I think would be my issue, right? Is are you really getting crisp on the outside? Are you gooey? Are you gummy? So I think this could be nailed. I like the idea, but sorry, Pizza Hut. Looks like you struck out on this one.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but like if maybe it was a cheeseburger pizza, we could talk about. But this has just become a melt. I mean, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna say not that I'm looking for a cheeseburger pizza, but this is we're out of pizza territory now. We've left Pizza Town. We're somewhere else. So
we are agreed.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass.
Right.
But
Well,
what can you
maybe
do?
getting back to Pizza Town, one of the underrated pizza towns, Akron. You ever been to Akron?
I've never been.
Been to?
Have you?
No, I have,
Okay.
and I've actually been to this very festival. So
All right.
went for the inaugural one. So for those who don't know, in Akron, which is kind of outside Cleveland, throws a banger of a pizza festival. You've got people from hundreds of miles around doing kind of your Ohio style, your Cleveland style, your Old Forge, your trays, a really cool event. And actually, so the article goes on to read from cleveland.com, perfect source for this. They moved from a 1 day event to a 2 day event. And not only that, but they are, it was 3 days, it was too long. Then it went to 1 day. Now they kind of found that Goldilocks of a 1 day event over Labor Day. So, Michael, you've been to a lot of pizza festivals. You've been to good ones. You've been to bad ones, I'm sure. What makes a good pizza festival to Michael? We'll just start there.
Well, I mean, I think look, everyone can have their own 2 cents on this, but I guess for me, it's really about what the quality of the pizza is number one. Like,
Right.
who are you inviting to the festival? And pizza festival production is complicated. It's
Very.
to deliver a product that's like edible and not you really have to think through all these steps. And I've seen a lot of hard work and people have struggles and failures along the way and learnings, but it's tough. It's really tough to do, and some people just kind of dial it in too. I guess they just show up with um, boxes, So there's all kinds of different ways. But if you're actually going to make the pizza on site, that is it's a complicated dance for sure.
And dance is right. The worst one I remember. The Taste of Chicago, the very famous pizza, festival, has a ton of pizza, and it's all terrible, right? Great pizzerias, because you're right. If you're not making it on site, you're basically reheating it, and then you got you do it in hot summer, and how you chilling it. You're right. It's a dance, and it's certainly tricky. But cool. Like I say, the Akron Pizza Fest went to the first one. I think it's cool, right? It's very family friendly. Tons of music, tons of acts. It's more than just pizza. It's definitely like it's their city festival, which I think is cool.
Right.
So if you're in the area, definitely check it out. This is why I first had Old Forge Pizza, and some of the other kind of Sicilian variants. So cool place, but But you're right. Pizza festivals, the ceiling is high, but boy, that floor can be really low too.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. I mean, are you planning on hitting any pizza festivals? Speaking of, or this one, or any others coming up? Is this
If I can swing this one, I may. Certainly Chicago. The taste of Chicago is not the time to try it all, but a lot of the places have like after parties and small satellite ones. Those are really fun. I'll certainly do that in my area. And then Detroit has a pizza festival coming up in, I want to say, July, which is going to be incredible. But they do it right where you go to the individual restaurants. You don't all come to one place. It's everyone's got kind of like a glorified restaurant week, but they've got a map. And I think that's the way to do it, especially with a style like Detroit style pizza, which you're not going to do, in a truck if you're not equipped for that. So yes, to answer your question, pizza festivals I plan my summer around them, actually.
you're a smart man for that, and I'm looking forward to some pizza festivals coming up. There's always a lot of good ones, and you'll have to keep us posted on the Akron one because I think, curious to see how it goes this year. But Jim, switching gears here for a bit. I kind of mentioned this in the beginning. This comes to us from Coinpedia, one of the top publications in coin media. Bitcoin Pizza Day. Today, May 22nd, the entire crypto world celebrates Bitcoin Pizza Day, which remains one of the first high Bitcoin value transactions in the real world, May 22nd. So there's a story, right, of this guy who supposedly purchased 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin, and now the value of that transaction is worth almost $70,000. And as the story goes, but he only spent $41 at the time.
No, it's 700 million, by the way. Like you said, but he paid 700 million for those 2 pizzas.
700 million? I thought it was 70,000.
No, a Bitcoin is 1 Bitcoin is 70,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
700 million. If you want to know if you want to know what regret feels like, here is an example of what regret feels like.
That's right. So that is a expensive pizza. Jim, would you pay $700 million for a pizza?
If I had it, no. I don't think I would. I'd pay a lot for a good pizza, but boy, even $41 for 2 pizzas seems high, especially back 15 years ago. But yeah, I mean, and this this is for crypto people, and I had asked some friends who are in crypto, like this is kind of their genesis, right? This is where they started. It's like, okay, the electrons became a real thing, so that that's one of the reasons they celebrate it. But I feel like just having a pizza party to celebrate this is kind of a kick in the nards for a guy who could have had generational wealth times 700 had he waited just 15 years and not had pizza.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a kick to Laszlo, whoever he is. But yeah, it's a kind of a crazy story. But I was mentioning yesterday that was May 22nd. There was a promotion in the city, and they were giving out free pizza. However, there seemed to be a bit of a catch. You had to buy. Well, I think it was basically a marketing stunt. They were looking for people to set up a crypto or a Bitcoin, an account with the company, and then spend the money from the account to buy the pizza. That seemed to be the scheme. It was a legitimate scheme, but that was how it worked. And in return, you get pizza. So I guess kind of a genius way to get people to use your app, sign up for your account. I mean. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Would you wait in line to sign up for a service and then buy a pizza with your money from your new account that they give you maybe $5 on?
Yeah, it's funny. So this is a very unintentional segue, but we're going to talk about some pizza team members. And the very end is the famous pizzeria from where I went to college, Purdue. And I very much have signed up for many credit cards, totally under my own name and address and social security number, to get that free pizza that they always offered. Totally legit every week, just a different credit card. So, listen, we've all done things for pizza, especially in our teenage years. So I don't judge anybody. You sign up, you're going to do it. Listen, it's a great marketing scheme.
Hopefully the FBI isn't watching the Pizza Club right now, because otherwise you might have some questioning. Allegedly. Right? Allegedly. Yeah. So allegedly, I'm sure can't prove it innocent until proven guilty. Yes, but that is a good segue you were mentioning to outside of from our Bitcoin Pizza Day to some team members that were involved in the U.S. pizza team here. Let's bring this one up. I'll throw it to you, Jim.
Yeah.
About the U.S. pizza team members.
This was really cool, right? I mean, the U.S. Team Pizza, competed at the World Pizza Championship, 31st edition of the Pizza Championship, held in none other than Parma, Italy, right? They're not having in New Haven, right? So take that. I thought it was great. And I just what a great, again, another banger article from PMQ. I'm sure a lot of people don't realize about these championships and kind of how low-key important they are to the industry. So if you scroll down, it talks about the 7 members of the team, and kind of talked about it was a multi-day competition, but you had the Noah Slice House in Florida, you had Niles Peacock Kitchen and Bar up in Washington, Bella Napoli Great Pie in Port Charlotte. You had the team captain Michael Lamarca of Master Pizza. And then following, Dave Summers, owner of my favorite Mad Mushroom Pizza, where they had 24-inch pizzas for like $5 or something. And I lived off of those for several years, so can't confirm it's a good pie. But it's cool. It's cool that they competed in most categories and actually got some podiums, which I think, right, considering where you are and who you're competing with, that's certainly impressive. So, Michael, did you know about these championships before this article? Because I'll be honest, I didn't.
Yes, I did. Parma, Italy happens every year. It's a big one. There was definitely a lot of Pizza Club related folks that have made the trip over there. In fact, I just heard today some people coming back. So I know that who had been over there, I believe, for an extended period of time. Yes. So this is exciting, and I think I'd like to get over there one year. I think you should get over there. It's a big deal, and good for all the folks who competed. And I'm curious to get some of the recaps from everybody who was over there and what their experience was like. So
if someone drops the line, want to hop in Clubhouse or whatever, I'd love to hear about it. It sounds like a wild event.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I'm excited to hear about this. So we shall see. But yeah, they do this every year, so this is definitely something I'm interested in checking out in the years to come. So hope we can all get over there.
Yeah, I mean, let's fire up the jet, come get everybody, and let's go, bud.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. Once we get that sponsorship, maybe we can make it happen. So if anyone is watching on YouTube right now and wants to fund the jet, Jim and I would like to talk to you.
Absolutely. We'll hang on that.
So we'll hold our breath until that happens, and in the meantime, let's talk about Topper's Pizza. This is from Pizza Today. They announced their partnership with Charlotte-based Family as a part of commitment to open 9 new locations statewide. Fast-growing pizza concept reveals Castro Family as new owners and operating partners of Charlotte, North Carolina location. And the partnership is just one of the many to come. The brand plans to open 9 more North Carolina locations all across the franchisee group. I've never been to this particular brand, Toppers. Not sure if you have any thoughts on this, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's funny we're talking about something in Charlotte when our Charlotte-based co-host isn't with us tonight. So shout out to Will. But I'm familiar with Toppers. It's a pretty inoffensive pie, right? Toppers, heavy on the toppings. and they've got, they're famous for their breadsticks, and it's kind of one of those mid-tier regional chains, right? That's better than your fast food, but certainly not your bistro level. But it's interesting to see, and we talk about this a lot. Here is you're starting to see that middle tier really grow, right? You're seeing C-store pizza grow, but you're seeing these regional chains start to kind of take off again, which is interesting when the price of ingredients goes up and your pizza margins get even thinner. Yet you're starting to see some boom, and maybe people are starting to come back to pizza and treat it more as kind of a value meal, especially again your fast casual chains like this. So I thought this was interesting. Less about toppers, no offense, but just more about what this says about the industry and how it's growing and how you're kind of making a middle class of pizzas kind of returning.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting, and like it's good to see, even if love or hate him, it is good to see more expansion in the pizza game, pizza world. So it does say something about the market, right, in terms of interest in pizza outside of major hubs. But I mean, Charlotte's a big area, so we'll have to get Will to comment on this when he comes back.
Absolutely. I can't wait, next year to kind of look at kind of what that fast casual industry looks like. And if your Applebee's and Fridays, right, we know those are waning. Red Lobster hit bankruptcy, though maybe not for sales reasons, but other reasons. But you're starting to see those shrink, but there's certainly demand there. So, I'm curious to see what the kind of that whole industry does, and I bet you there's more to this and more coming. So, but yeah, I mean, Will, if you're watching, I know you are, Will. You're gonna have to get toppers next week for the fam, and tell us how it is.
Yeah, we want a live update, live report from
right now.
Right now, bring back to us. What, Jim?
I think I have to take this one, right?
Yeah, please.
PizzaMarketplace.com. We're mashing up two of the most perfect foods out there. That is the Italian beef deep dish pizza. So you've got National Italian Beef Week, which I celebrate. I don't even have to tell you, Michael. So you got Portillo's, which is the famous Italian beef chain in and around Chicago, teaming up once again with Lou Malnati's, the famous deep dish pizza chain around Chicago, making Italian beef deep dish pizza nationwide. Pause right there, Michael. I know neither of these things are probably things you grew up with like I did, but are you like ready to drive, get on the plane, go to Chicago for this, or are you a little more skeptical?
I mean, listen, I'm ready. I'm interested. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get on a plane just for this, but I mean, I would probably do a wide swath of Chicago pizza. This could be part of that. So, is this the draw? Maybe.
I think it is. So, if you kind of go down, this is a mashup. They've done variants of this for a while, and just so people have an idea, deep dish dough, cheese, right, tons of it, Italian beef, and then giardiniera, right, the fermented pepper version, not the I would call the authentic Italian version. Totally not pizza. I'll agree with you there. I'll cut off your comment. Right, this is not pizza. This is a casserole. This is a sandwich hybrid. Don't care one bit. You can call it whatever it is. The other unique part, right? Italian beefs don't generally have cheese on them, so this is definitely a mashup. But you can get nationwide shipping through the Taste of Chicago website, which I was talking about earlier. While you're there, get some hot dogs, get some other things, and total fun mashup. I mean, it doesn't get more Chicago than this unless you're at a Bears game watching them lose or something else. So it's fun, and I'm sure this will be a mainstay for years to come. Listen, all my Chicago friends, we roll your eyes. You don't really get deep dish unless someone's in town. They all got this, right? They made sure this was on the menu this week.
I love it. Well, I mean, the good news is, as you mentioned, it's going to be available on their mail order website, so you don't even need to go to Chicago, right? So you can get this shipped to you anywhere in the world or country at least. So, or hopefully will be. So
hopefully. So, Michael, have you ever had Italian beef? Let me ask you that.
Yes, I have. I don't think it was in Chicago though, but I believe it was in New York. So yeah, I have. There used to be a Chicago there was a guy from Chicago who opened up a spot in New York for a minute, had since closed. He was doing Italian beef and hot dogs. So he was bringing a little bit of Chicago here, and it was good. It was really good. And I think that New York, I don't know that New York really fully knows. I mean, I guess Chicago people know, but but it is definitely not probably not a known thing as much here as it is obviously in Chicago. So, but it was cool to experience it.
Right? But yeah, that's why I asked, right? Because I didn't know what those were until I moved to Chicago and then gained 5 pounds. That's all I ate for a month. So, yeah, it's fun to see these mashups, right? And make sure you're not hurting anybody with them.
And the hot dogs are, like a good Chicago dog. I mean, that's for sure. Like that, there's always something nice about a good Chicago hot dog, and you see those here more than you do than Italian beef, I guess. So, not as much. It's still obscure, but I do like a good. Do you have a favorite place in Chicago for hot dogs or beef?
Beef, I'm a Mr. Beef guy. So if you ever watch The Bear, that's where that's filmed. It's not a coincidence. That's where it's filmed. Also, big Portillo's guy. Hot dog, Wiener Circles, or Super Dog up in the suburbs. I actually have an article coming out here in a couple of weeks that talks about regional styles of hot dogs, because apparently I'm a regional food expert now. But it's fun diving in, because there's even variants in Chicago dogs, what they look like. But no, I'm definitely as much as a Chicago boy as I am. Everyone's got their favorite beef joint, and you've got your chains and your mids, but it's fun. When you come visit us in Chicago, I'll take you to all the beef. You're going to gain 10 pounds, so just make sure you pack stretchy clothes, because we're going to go hard to the paint. That's all
I'm ready, and vice versa when you come here. So be prepared. And by the way, in the after show on Clubhouse, we can talk about the chocolate milkshake from Wiener Circle. That's in the adult room. So, but we have one more article we're going to actually get to before we close out here. And I guess we kind of accidentally started with it, so we'll come back to it.
You did it on purpose.
It was totally intentional. Will would be proud. What can I say? So yeah, this is about this outstanding Bay Area pizzeria is opening a new slice shop. This is from the San Francisco Chronicle. One of the Bay Area's top pizzerias will open a new San Francisco location. Out of Sight Pizza announced on Instagram it will launch a second restaurant at 643 Clay Street in Chinatown, which will offer New York style pies, slices, and sandwiches. Co-owner chef Eric Elleher said the new location will offer a similar experience and menu as the original in the Tenderloin, but fans and customers can expect pies drawing inspirations from Chinatown tables like dim sum, Peking duck. Eiler hopes that it'll open as early as September. I've actually been here to the original in Tenderloin. Yeah, no, it was good, and they went with a real cool New York kind of slice shop vibe too, which is nice. And they had slice counter, and you often forget, or at least I don't realize this, and maybe San Francisco has it more, but slices as a thing for me as a New Yorker is a thing. That's just what we do. We get slices. You just expect that. You go to a pizzeria, they're going to have slices. And here, by the way, here's a picture of some of those slices. Here we see the pesto and the vodka slice from Out of Sight. And I guess in a lot of cities that's not a thing, and that's a shame. And so it's nice to see a New York style slice shop in the Tenderloin in San Francisco.
Yeah, and what drew me, I agreed, right? Slices are things you could just, they get 1 point for being a slice shop, another point for having the vodka slice, which I feel like the OGs know, right? But I also respect, you want Peking duck art, fits the neighborhood, they're going for it, right? So they're kind of adapting to their surroundings, which is cool. It's the heart of California style. Again, going right to Will on that, right? Kind of adapting to where you are and what you have with this, the style of pizza. So no, it's cool you've been to that the first one, and we don't talk about San Francisco much when it comes to pizza. Maybe we should. It's just not really an area, the Bay Area is not really an area we talk about. But, every week it seems like we're talking about New California. So maybe the wave's kind of finally getting out there.
Well, I mean, look, you've had pioneers in the pizza world, like Tony, who has really, with Tony's Neapolitana, like it's he's pioneered that area. He's made it popular and he's doing like every style. And you're not far from Berkeley, and Laura Myers doing her thing at Pizzeria De Laura. So we've got some great spots in that area. Maybe it just doesn't get the love, that it deserves. But I guess, the more we build off of those institutions, those places, maybe we'll see more come to town. But I guess you're right. Maybe it doesn't get the love.
No, I mean, it's all New Haven. It's all I see. New Haven pizza capital. It's all I see. Nothing else anymore. So.
I gotta say this is an interesting conversation. It's shaking the pizza world this week. New Haven versus New York a little bit, and it's fun to see a little bit of tension there. And I guess it's bubbling over. So does this mean that New York is gonna try to make something politically in there, and make pizza the official food of New York City? I don't know. I know the mayor even had some words about it in the press the other day. So. His Honor was commenting on it. Yeah.
I mean, this track drops, and then you got the rumors and the Instagram. I mean, I'm here for this. And like I say, it's not even cross country. You can go north just a little bit, and you're there. Or east, northeast. I studied geography, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's it's right there. It's right there. So, well, Jim, this has been a lot of fun. I am glad that. Well, I'm not glad that Will's out, but I'm glad that Will wasn't out so that we could get a chance to hang out and chat about pizza. So this is fun. Tell everybody on the Instagrams how they can find you, and on the social media world who wants to find you, where they can see you.
Jim Cooks Food Good, wherever you get your content, or every week here on I Need Pizza.
I love it. So you can also, yes, of course, make sure to like and subscribe right here to the I Need Pizza Club channel right here on YouTube, right below. If you have a comment or question, please throw it below. We will check those and get back to you. If you, again, want to sponsor us to get a jet going, we're open to that as well. And this has been a lot of fun. You can also follow us on Instagram, I Need Pizza Club, and on TikTok. And we will be back, and I guess we'll be back and you for another episode next week of Pizza Roundtable. And thanks again, everybody. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.